You know, modern technology can have a big impact in our lives. Take photography, for example. Preserving a moment in time used to be a pretty big deal. You really only had one shot at it, and photo editing was not an option. But you know, things have really changed. Today, taking photos has really become part of our daily lives. But the technology has given us a new problem. It's the photo dilemma. Hey! You know, those shoeboxes full of prints that are tucked away in closets, drawers, and basements. And now we have JPEGs, digital images filling up our computer hard drives. So here are some questions. How many photos do you have? Hundreds? Thousands? And what do you do with them? Who gets to see them? Are they safe? We take pictures because we want to chronicle and preserve the things we see and do in our lives. But snapshots abandoned in a basement tell no story. You might think that you will never forget what it was like to buy your first car, or to bring a new baby home from the hospital. But as the years pass, memories fade. What's more, if you've inherited photos from your grandparents or other relatives, and you have no description or recorded story to go along with them, chances are the people in those pictures are little more than strangers to you. And that's a shame, because it's the combination of our thoughts and experiences together with those of our family and friends that constitute the richness of our culture. But in order for that culture and heritage to be passed on, it must first be preserved. Some people create scrapbooks to record and preserve their experiences, but there are some challenges when it comes to traditional scrapbooking. For example, a scrapbook project tends to encroach on your living space. And creating engaging pages usually means several trips to the scrapbook store for supplies. Sometimes the finished product can be a little overwhelming, and when it's done, there is one and only one copy. Fortunately, just like the photo industry, the world of digital publishing has seen amazing advances in technology. One of the pioneers in this industry is Heritage Makers. Heritage Makers has developed cutting-edge online software to help people publish their own unique stories. We call them storybooks. You can create storybooks on any computer, and they'll be delivered to your doorstep in a matter of days. Publishing a Heritage Makers project is a fantastic way to preserve your valuable memories, and the finished product can have a big impact in people's lives.
One of the reasons I love Heritage Makers is I'm able to create some really amazing books for my children. I have a story that I wanted to share. It has to do with my son who's 12 and a half. And he's a preteen. He's hitting that, self-esteem. Who am I? What am I good at? And I see him struggling. I wanted to write a book about Jackson that says all the things I think my son is great at, and that he doesn't think and doesn't know that he's great at. I made it for him, and I want him to be able to look back on this book and read it when he hits hard times in life and know what a wonderful kid he is. And I gave him that book, and he said, "Mom, thank you so much for believing in me and loving me." And he says, "I will always be able to read this book and know how much you love me." To me, that said it all. That was why I'm a consultant. That's why I'm a Heritage Maker. And being able to do that for my family was the most important gift I could give.
Heritage Makers not only gives us the opportunity to produce amazing books about our ancestors and about our families and about our heritage of the past, but we are able to preserve the heritage and the memories of our present and to improve our future. Some of my favorite books are ones where I just go out, take pictures of my kids either at the splash park or riding horses, going on fun family vacations, and then having my children actually use the publisher and sit down with me and put their own photos and their own text and their own stories into a hardbound storybook. And that improves the future, knowing how much they are connected to our family and how important our everyday memories are.
Recently, I published a book for an uncle, my Uncle Steve. And for over 20 years, he had no contact with the family. We did not know for sure why. Many attempts were made. And it broke my heart to see my uncle not part of the family, because growing up, he was vibrant and fun and an amazing uncle to all of us. I felt inspired to go home and just gather the photos I had of him and of us growing up with him. And I used the story guides to create a very simple reminder for him of the love that one niece had for him and still does. Not knowing if this book would make any difference in his life, but a hope that it would. And miracles happen with our storybooks because the doors have opened, the hearts have begun to heal. And one little storybook has brought a family back together again.